What's going on, boys and girls? It's Tom.
And it's Jamie. Welcome to the Chronicles of Podcast.
The Chronicles of 2003, 2023.
How are you feeling anyway? How are you doing today?
Yeah, excited. Really excited. We've just come off tour with Monster Magnet in Europe.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, doing sort of 1,000 capacity places each night, which is, you know, it's great. It's a real privilege to play. And even though they're an older band, like they've got such an open-minded audience, and we just seem to go, it felt like we couldn't do anything wrong, which is great. I don't know if we're coming into this with a false sense of confidence, but it felt good. We're playing all new songs from our albums coming out. We're going to be playing those tonight as well. We like to look forwards as a band rather than look backwards. So, excited, and at the moment not nervous, which is a good sign. We'll see.
He says as his voice suddenly goes very nervous.
I suddenly worry that I'm not nervous, and therefore I normally am a bit. I was saying earlier to someone that an impending gig is always a little bit like Christmas Day's coming, but there's a dentist visit as well. Like, it's got a slight kind of mixed emotion, and you know it's on the horizon. So you can't quite concentrate on anything you're doing. So when someone's like, you know, you bump into an old friend backstage, you don't really fully get into the conversation because half your mind's on like, is my guitar? Where's my guitar? Like, is it over there? I think it's been moved, and you know, like you've got half an eye on everything that's going on the whole time till the gig's over, and then you can just relax.
And then it's just like, oh, there's my guitar. I don't care anymore.
Exactly. It's done. Job's done.
It must be, you know, it's like so and so has not been very well. You're like going, where's my guitar? They've not been very well. You know, I'm sure it'll be fine.
Exactly. It's really difficult. It is difficult, and I feel like some people, you know, if you've got like a Dave Grohl-like personality, you can probably just go and like host someone's birthday party 15 minutes before going on stage and give a speech and all those kind of things. But we're a bit more like, we need to stay quite focused and sort of we stay together. We don't go off and get food separately and things like that. We kind of stay in the mindset, and we're always tinkering with the set. So up until we go on stage, we're still talking about what we might do different. So they'll be like, on the end of that song, let's all watch Andy. He's going to give us the indication we're going to do this thing tonight. And so you need to stay focused, otherwise that state of flux, you'll miss your cue. We're always fiddling with stuff to make it the best show we can.
That's great though, because you go see so many bands. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm the biggest Kiss fan in the world, but Kiss show tonight and the Kiss show last week is exactly the bloody same. So you know, no matter you go to any St. Agnes concert, you're not going to get the same show twice, which is amazing.
It's not the same show twice. Obviously, you know, like there's like key elements that stay the same, but we're always trying to look at how to improve it and slightly tweak it for the event we're at. You know, if we're opening for a band in a town we've never played before, we'll play what we feel is going to be most representative of the band in that context. Something like this, which is more for like the hardcore 2000 Trees audience on a Wednesday night, and you know, a few people know us and we've got a new album coming out, we don't feel the need to play like the greatest hits. We'll just do new stuff, and you know, that we'll just live with it. If people are kind of like, oh, why didn't you play that when you play it? I don't think they will. I think people are like, cool, we get to hear the new album. So you just you tinker with it and treat each show like its own bespoke thing, you know?
Yeah, do you not have like a certain, so like between a gig and a festival, so like obviously indoor and outdoor, do you bring the special shit to the outdoor festival, or is it just the same no matter?
We try and bring the biggest possible thing we can to every situation, which for a band like us is still really limited. You know, we are on a shoestring budget at all times. Everything is makeshift. We're always trying to push ourselves, and any piece of equipment is always just kind of hanging on, you know, all that stuff. But if we're doing a support slot for a band somewhere in Italy playing a tiny little dive bar, we will do the best possible show we can and bring whatever the situation allows to do it. And if we're at a festival and we've got our own sound engineer and our own lighting engineer and stuff, then we get the opportunity to step it up. We will, but we're trying to do that all the time. You know, we always travel with our own lights, for example. Like, even if it's a very small setup, we will do something, even in the smallest venue, to make it feel a bit bigger. You know, we want to give people the excitement that we love when we go and watch our favourite bands.
Love that, that's amazing. So tonight you are playing 7:10, I believe it is.
I think so, yeah.
How are you feeling about the set? Is it just another day in the office, or?
No, not at all. Like, having done the Monster Magnet tour, whenever you're doing a tour, there is an element of kind of repetition in terms of like the day is the same order each day, like the time that you turn up and everything's the same. As I said, we tried to kind of like tweak things night after night based on how it went last night. But coming to this is suddenly a change of pace. You know, when you're doing a festival show, I don't know how much your kind of like viewers understand this, but you don't get a sound check. So you don't get to go and set your gear up, check everything works, get a good sound, then walk off stage, have dinner, and then go on and do it. You just, our stuff's in the van right now, and you load it on, and you go, and you hope everything works, and you just have to kind of wing it. That's festivals. It's just the way they are. And so my main trepidation with that is always gear, like, because I know how to play the songs. I mean, I know how to do it. Like, we all do. We're fine. We can wing our way through any problems that might come up. Other than if something doesn't work, I can't get a soldering iron out on stage and fix it. And there are certain things that are catastrophic. There's certain things you can fit. The guitar string breaks, get another guitar. But at a certain point, you reach a point where like, that's it, I'm done. We haven't ever quite reached that, but I live in I'm a catastrophist. I live in constant fear of that happening, and I have weekly nightmares around those kind of things all the time. Yeah,
I can imagine just like singing them out at the end. So you've got no guitars. It's like wow, wow, wow.
Yeah, exactly.
Give me a mic quick.
That's it.
Are you hanging around for the week? Is there anybody you're going to be watching, or are you shooting straight off after?
So we are hanging around a bit, and Kitty is singing with Pitch Shifter.
Oh wow!
Okay.
Which is going to be cool. So I really like Pitch Shifter. They're one of the bands I kind of grew up listening to when I was a kid, and so when they invited Kitty to sing a song, I was like, yeah, you got to do it.
Oh, 100%.
She's singing with them. So we'll hang around and like between now and then catch whatever we can. You know, one of the things I like about this kind of stuff is you sort of happen across stuff that you didn't know. Being in a band, you don't actually get a great deal of time to go and watch other bands a lot of the time. You know, you're really busy. When you're a music fan, that's your focus. But when you're in a band, you just don't have as much time. And so when you're at a festival, it's on the few times where you're like, right, I can go and watch 5 bands in the next hour. I can go and walk around and see something, and as soon as something really catches your ear, you're like, cool, that's it, I'm staying here, watch this one. That's the plan, just follow our ears.
Really. But one thing we love, like you're saying about our music festivals, one thing we love about festivals as well is the people. It's like a family feel, especially like the alternative community. You know, everyone just feels like they get along, everyone knows each other. Have you experienced that when you've been at festivals? Everyone just gets along?
Yeah, I think our natural pessimism and our natural kind of way to gravitate to being kind of on the outside of the outside means that maybe we haven't got that feeling from things as much, not because it's not there, but because we haven't allowed ourselves to really believe that people are accepting us. It feels so weird to be accepted that we kind of rebel against it. Because you know what it's like, normal life, you know, you only have to like have one thing slightly different about how you look, and people can think you're a fucking weirdo and treat you really badly and everything. It's only when you're in this kind of situation that you're kind of normal now. You know, this is what everyone's like, and it's fine, and everyone understands the reference points you're talking about, and you know, you can strike up a random conversation, and if you mention like Slipknot, they'll probably actually know what you're talking about or something, and that's really cool. But I guess I've been so kind of like bruised in the past by it that I still view with suspicion, and we're just now starting to believe that people are welcoming to us and they're not just having us on. You know, we're so paranoid. Like, we're perennial kind of like outsiders as a band, and it's not something we're doing on purpose. It's just taking us a while to kind of find our way of kind of accepting that, okay, people do actually like this stuff and do actually like us. We're so independent that it's just, we've never really been part of anything else other than our own. It's just the 4 of us doing our thing.
Beautiful. Like us as a show, we're ambassadors for the Sophie Lancaster Foundation. I don't know if you're aware of Sophie and her story.
Yeah, I am.
So like I said, that family feeling and everyone just being free to be themselves and just unwind and relax and not worried about having things shouted at you in the streets and whatnot. Yeah. It's a beautiful thing to see here.
I agree. I think it's really important that it's there, and I think, like, you know, the reason why that we've kind of taken a while to kind of open ourselves up to it, that acceptance, is because these kind of things aren't that common, and the more you're able to have something that is common, then there will be kids growing up now who won't even know what it's like to not have that as an option, which is great. They won't feel like freaks and weirdos, and you know, we're living in a time where there is more acceptance for people who are living alternative lifestyles or people who are in minority groups than there's ever been. But as a result of that, there's also a bigger kickback against those people. So it's more important to be an ally than ever before.
Absolutely.
And I think that what feels for, you know, I'm like a white male from like a relatively kind of well-adjusted background. I'm very fortunate in that way, and so for me to have the luxury of being like, oh, it's cool that we get to go and do this as a band. For some people, this kind of event is an absolute lifeline because it's the only place that they might come to and feel like that I get to see someone else that's like me on a stage, or someone else like me in an audience that I talk to, and I think that's incredibly important. And the more that could be done for that, absolutely the better. You know, all about accepting people for who they are, absolutely, whatever that might be.
That's
absolutely
beautifully said. I can't elaborate on that anymore. Just quickly, you've mentioned your brand new album Bloodsuckers is out very, very soon. Are you excited for release?
Oh, I can't wait. It's going to feel kind of like the victorious planting of a flag on the moon. Do you know what I mean? You know, I'll feel like, I don't know, it will have that level of like victory to it, because it's been an incredibly hard process. Kitty lost her mum unexpectedly right at the start. Right at the start of the recording process, literally the day we went on the tour just before her mum passed away unexpectedly, Kitty took the decision to do the tour. She's like, I'm better off being with my best friends in a place on stage and getting to express myself every night than being at home on my own feeling dreadful. We carried that momentum into the recording of the album, and the album deals with a lot of very heavy subjects, obviously related to grief and the other things that might bring up to do with childhood and things like that. And so it was a battle to get to the end of recording the album. We do everything ourselves, so it's like, you know, Kate was like not in a mental state at certain times to be able to do what was required of her. So but when she was like, right, I'm ready to go, and she would just fire at it. And you know, it was really impressive to see, and a real privilege to be around someone who's an artist who's willing to engage that much with such a raw emotion. And so regardless of the reviews and regardless of how many it sells, I don't know what's going to happen with that. That's in the lap of the gods, who knows. It will feel like an enormous victory to see that released and go, out of all of the darkness that we've had for the last 18 months, that we made that, and we've listened to it. We listened to it a couple of days ago, and it's still really fucking good, like, which is very rare for us to look back more than 6 months and be really happy with what we were doing. We listen back and we're like, this is fucking great, we're really happy with it, it says everything we want to do, it sounds how we want it to sound. We feel it's the band that we always wish existed. You know, that's always been our goal, create the band that doesn't exist, that we wish existed, and is saying the things that we want to hear. That's it, and we've done that, and I'm incredibly proud of it. So yeah, whatever happens, it's exciting, and we'll feel like, there it is, flag in the moon. Fuck you to everyone else, like, we've done it, it's good. Hopefully other people get something from it. That's exactly what you're saying about the Sophie Lancaster thing. You know, like, the album is there as for people who are going through difficult times. There's a song on there called Outsider, it's specifically Kitty writing to her younger self, someone who felt out of place. You know, we really hope that the album finds an audience and people are able to identify with the things on there and get some strength from it and feel empowered by it in the way that we were by the records that shaped our kind of foundation.
Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. before we let you go, my friend, it's been absolutely amazing. But if there's anyone watching this that are like, I like the cut of this guy's jib, I'm going to go check this. I'm going to go check this St. Agnes out.
Yeah.
I know it's like asking someone to pick a favourite child or something, but if there's one or two songs of yours you'd make from the back catalogue you'd recommend people checking out, what might they be?
I think so. There's a couple of singles that have come out already from the album. I think that Outsider is a really important song because, as I say, Kitty's written it to her younger self. It's she's looked at herself like sat alone in a playground and put a friendly arm around the shoulders and sung a song to herself. I mean, that's
amazing.
Yeah, it's powerful.
Yeah.
I think there's something about that. The music of that is like very representative of what we do, and the lyric of it I think is very representative. I feel that's really powerful. And then outside of that, I think that we did a song on the Family Strange EP, which was a couple ago, that was called The Meanest Little Kid in Town, which is like the flip side to that, which it sounds like a ballad, the song, but it's actually about, again, Kitty before she had developed this like maturity to talk to herself in this friendly way, was almost about how she saw herself in this bad way as this like badass little nasty little kid. And it's this, I just love that song. Like, anyone should check out. It was like one of the more unloved ones from our past, and I really feel like it's underappreciated, and it's got the best video that we did, I think, out of all the ones we've done. We make our own videos. We did it in lockdown, and we went to suburbia and covered Kitty in blood and got her to walk down the street with a hammer at 6 a.m. while all the joggers are going past. It was fucking, with no explanation of what was going on. It was fucking just, it felt the closest thing that we could do to something punk during social distancing. That, like, just what can we do that's provocative when there's nothing, there's no buttons to push anywhere.
Yeah.
And it felt provocative and fun to do, and I thought, I think that's one of the proudest things. And that song and the video, I'm really happy with that.
Incredible.
John, this has been fantastic. Thank you so much for your time.
Thanks so much.
Not at all.
We rely on people like you guys to like help get the word out, so thank you so much.
And smash it later tonight.
Enjoy the show. Cheers,
we look
guys.
forward to it. Thanks,
Thank you very much.